There are several parties, both in the executive and the legislature, who are currently or have recently been the subjects of my investigation. The DA is itself involved in litigation against me. I took the party to court to substantiate its allegations that I am a spy.
Provinces have activated outbreak response teams and are on high alert to detect and manage inadvertent cases that may arrive in the country. Screening of returning travelers from China at major airports have been intensified.
Tonight is for Kobe. I'm crying 'cause I love you. It's so
John Steenhuisen wants to stamp his authority as DA leader and hopes to salvage coalitions with other opposition parties.
I'm very disappointed at the way in which those coalitions have panned out. Obviously, we're not blameless in this, and there's some faults the DA's made and missteps we've made, but we've learnt from this. This was a new game, and we've learnt from it. Hi there, I'm John.
Steenhuisen may have been barking up the wrong tree in Tembisa, though.
No, I'm an ANC member, so I can't vote a DA.
Steenhuisen doubts whether Mmusi Maimane's departure as leader will affect support here.
If we're going to grow the party, we've got to grow it in areas we haven't traditionally grown before. But if you look at the support, particularly from black South Africans, in the last election, it averaged out to what we've received in previous elections.
And local activists are hopeful.
Ever since he took over the position, he has never been into Tembisa. So it is a way of showing people that not only Mmusi used to come to Tembisa, but Tembisa is still within the priorities of the DA.
Tembisa was seen as a stronghold for former DA leader Mmusi Maimane. And the fact that John Steenhuisen has picked this community as the site for his first door-to-door campaign shows the DA is keen to stem the loss of support from black voters that may have been triggered by Maimane's departure. But with the 2021 elections and the DA's early Congress coming up, Steenhuisen may have to fight both battles at the same time. Govan Whittles, Tembisa.
If detractors were to have their way, this would be one of Busisiwe Mkhwebane's last media briefings.
Members of the media.
The public protector believes those who want her out have scores to settle.
There are several parties, both in the executive and the legislature, who are currently or have recently been the subjects of my investigation. The DA is itself involved in litigation against me. I took the party to court to substantiate its allegations that I am a spy.
She believes SARS is only investigating her finances because she dared to take it to court over a case involving former President Jacob Zuma. And she also found against its establishment of the so-called rogue unit. As for the Hawks' perjury investigation,
I refer a lot of these matters to the Hawks. Such matters hardly ever receive attention, and yet this seems to be a prioritization of trivial matters.
And what about why some want her axed, including scathing remarks against her by judges in several court rulings?
The fact that there are some judgments which were not in favor of the public protector is not a reflection on the competency of the public protector. Because, I mean, if we are not happy with that judgment, judges, how many judgments of theirs are taken on appeal? And the Supreme Court of Appeal says those aside. They also made comments or negative comments about them, or even to the Constitutional Court. But were those judges ever being questioned or being removed?
While previous attempts to have Mkhwebane removed failed spectacularly, the big game changer this time around is that the ANC seems prepared to use its parliamentary majority to get rid of her. Vuya Mvoko, Pretoria.
Joe Mkhwebane Nyampule was a member of the Special Branch in 1982 at John Vorster Square, where activist and trade unionist Dr. Neil Aggett died. Nyampule has taken us into the heart of John Vorster Square and described a system of immense police brutality, intimidation and torture. It's a system he was both a participant in and a subject of. Nyampule described the racism of a white colleague who insisted he wouldn't drink water boiled by Nyampule or sip tea from a cup held by him. Nyampule is set to return to the stand tomorrow when week 2 of this renewed inquest into Aggett's death continues. Aggett was the 51st person to die in police custody, by no means either the first or the last, and many families haven't even gotten to this point. Erin Bates, Johannesburg.
Dudu Myeni has instructed her legal team to appeal a judgment from last year to have Alta removed from the case. The organization wants her to be declared a delinquent director, meaning she cannot serve on other boards. Myeni initially said she didn't have any money to attend court, but soon after that she instructed her new legal team to put in 3 applications: 1 to amend her plea, 2 to include other former SAA board members in the matter, and lastly to remove Alta from the case, arguing the organization has no legal standing in the matter. All of those applications were dismissed, and on Monday, when the trial was set to start, Myeni's lawyers asked for leave to appeal. This has frustrated Alta, which has witnesses from around the world ready to testify.
A lot goes into it. You have to prepare your witnesses. We have to make sure that various people with various backgrounds are available. And like it was correctly noted, that some of these witnesses are executives. That, you can't just phone and say, listen, quickly come to court today. There's a lot of hard work that goes into the preparation of a trial like this. And it is disappointing that we couldn't start the trial. And it really is costly. Every day this case goes on and the matter is not proceeding, it means when are we going to finish? So we have the 5 weeks that we need to finish this trial in, and we want to get there.
The court will rule on whether or not the December judgment can be appealed on Tuesday. Heidi Jokos, Pretoria.
Enoch ran his race and completed his race according to the will of God.
I was Enoch's best buddy, Enoch's friend. We should share good memories together.